Greetings all, El Grinnell here with True Speak, bringing you the All Things Happy and Healthy vlog again this week. Another controversial topic. I'd like to talk today about how you are failing your memory, not how your memory is failing you. Because in many, and I'm going to say almost all cases, most cases, memory loss is not about aging. And so, as the population is aging up and the boomers are taking over the planet, so to speak, people like the crutch of saying, because I'm older, my memory is failing me. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. And of course, today we'll have the 1, 2, 3s to dive in and make those changes more permanent for having better memory, short term, long term, however you want to look at it, in the moment, intermediate. It's all possible for you. Step number 1 is to stop affirming that you have a bad memory. Step number 2 is to get out of survival mode with memory. And then step number 3 is to create a routine. Okay, so some of the things that I'll be telling you today aren't new information to you, but for some reason you're choosing not to use the information. Because remember, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Okay, so let's dive in, shall we? Beginning with stop affirming. People will say many times, every chance they get, it seems like, oh, I have a bad memory. Oh, my memory's failing me. Oh, my memory's not as good as it used to be. And I'm here to tell you, just stop it. There's a great Bob Newhart video on YouTube called Stop It that you can watch. That would be really helpful right here. Now, you know that I tell you that affirmations don't work. And so what I want you to understand here is it's difficult for you to lie to yourself, meaning if you begin saying, I have a great memory, your brain will probably say, who are you talking about, right? So on this one, we are simply going to work on catching ourselves when we say, I have a bad memory, or my memory's failing me, or my memory's not as good, or I'm suffering from CRS, or whatever, it is that we like to joke about, but we are affirming when we do those things. So to just stop yourself, and you can say, well, I'm changing that now, or I'd like to shift that, or I'm working on improving my memory. Those are all acceptable ideas or affirmations about that. And so remember that forgetfulness has very little to do about age. It has a lot to do with the fact that we are overstimulated right now. We have too many things bombarding us all over between, texts and TV and radio and chatter and all of that. And so our plates just aren't as big enough to handle all of this new information that's being piled on us. Life truly did used to be simpler. And now that it's more complex, it takes energy and focus to be able to have the memory that you know and deserve. Okay, the second thing is to get out of survival breathing, survival mode. Dun, dun, dun. It's about the breath. I can hardly have a vlog without talking about the breath. So when we're in survival mode, we don't have enough oxygen in our brain. And when there's not enough oxygen in our brain, or an abundance of oxygen in our brain, then we're just getting by that survival mode, right? So we want to be on thrive. And thrive is when you're breathing deeper, longer, slower, and fuller. Okay, so in this aspect, if you're feeling forgetful or overwhelmed or whatever, to go ahead and have a seat and do those countdown breathing that we've done in other vlogs before. Breathing in deep and full, eyes closed to minimize external distractions, and then just let go. And do that a few times. Very often, what you need to remember can come to you with just a few of those breaths. Okay, plus the other things that we know to do, right? So sometimes if you're in a room and you forgot while you're there, if you go back to the other room for a moment, it can trigger the memory. Okay, so trust in these processes. Your memory is not failing you. You're failing your memory by not believing that it's possible for you to know whatever you need to know when it's important for us to know. Okay, so the oxygen, more oxygen in the brain also creates clarity, calmness and clarity. Okay, and when we're clear, it's easier to remember what it is that we want to know, when and where. Okay, so number 3. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so number 3. I'm giving you a perfect example of what it's like when you're like, oh my gosh, I can't remember. And so I have a few they're called anchors that help me remember. So one of them is hands together, eyes down, just like, yeah, I know what I need to know. What is it that I need to know? A lot of times I will sing or dance. That was the da 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 da, and that will open the floodgates for memory, because sometimes stuff just tries to get through a little too fast and it gets congested. And then another one that I really enjoy doing is anchoring. I have this kind of thing that I do when I want to remember something. I'll do this Usain Bolt thing, and that works for me as well. Another anchor would be going back into the room that you were in when you first remembered, thought about what you wanted to do. And you can tell yourself, what was it that I wanted to do in that other room? Okay, so those are just a few of many, many of the tools that you can use. And the last one is to create routines. This is really important. When you create a routine, you don't have to remember. The brain automatically does all the work for you. So those are things like when you walk in the house, you put the keys in the same place. You put your glasses in the same place. Those types of things, the routines, will allow you to not forget. Why? Because you don't have to remember. It just is what you do. Now, there's a little add-on to this that I'd like to share with you, and that is sometimes it's valuable to have a second level of the routine. Okay, so say you come in, you normally put your keys here, right? And then you don't. You're still holding them, or they're not in your hand, or whatever. So what do you generally do next? It might be the bathroom, it might be the bedroom, it might be your big comfy chair. Whatever you most likely do first after walking through the front door is a great place to have a little basket or a little tray or something to put your keys. Okay, so everything's always either here or there, where you put your glasses, whatever it is that you normally have a place and time for, create a second. Create a second. That way you can always go to that second place and find what it is that you need. Okay, so that's creating routines. It could be also creating routines can also be telling people what you want to remember. Okay, so creating, that's a routine. So you learned something, you heard something, or you want people to help you remember something. So share that information, because you're layering the learning, and it's going to be exponentially increase that you will remember, that you will have that. Okay, so stop affirming that your memory sucks. Focus on the breath when your memory is not serving you, and create some anchors around that. And then create a routine. Those are your 3 for today. And like I said, some of that you already know, so keep on keeping on. And remember, start applying these new ideas and concepts and do them. I'm going to challenge you to do them for at minimum a week, but a month would be best, at least 3 weeks, so that they become who you are. You must do things more than once to create a routine, a pattern, a memory, a habit. Okay, and so if you desire to have a better memory, start now. And then next week, we'll go over things like how to remember names, dates, and who you've told stories to. So we're going to elaborate on this more next week, because I like to keep these short. Okay, guess what? I have a bonus for you today beyond these 3. However, the way to receive the bonus is to hop on my calendar. It'll be in the chat below, or you can reach out to me at info@truespeak.us and just say, I'd love to chat, and we'll get the ball rolling. Because I guarantee you that within 30 minutes with me, you will be on the road to improved memory. You will see results. Okay, so the bonus step I'm offering to those of you that are going to spend time with me, because I'm excited. If I don't get to talk to you and spend time with you one-on-one, I really don't know how much I'm helping. I don't know how much I'm supporting you or affecting change, and that's what lights me up. Okay, so hop on my calendar. Remember to like and subscribe and share, and tell anybody you know who thinks they have a bad memory to watch this vlog. Alrighty, I'm excited about next week, because I have even more to share about this, plus the bonus for those of you that spend time with me between now and then. So with that, I say aloha. I'm wishing you top of mind, best of mind, and looking forward to more time again with you soon.